We are actually going to make it, I think. We had that engine out on engine number 2 just after lighting the afterburners after takeoff. It's around 20 kilometers, 30 kilometers out. And we have actually made it back. It was a little bit weird flying it with only one engine. It's very unbalanced, especially under throttle. Really wanted to roll right. Also don't have my joystick running correctly for some reason, so a little bit harder. Here we go. Wow, that was crazy. Yeah, it was a very short trip. However, luckily we actually have an engineer on board. I think that is actually mantle your way across the wing here, should be fine. Still have that glitch installed. But of all the weird things that can happen, I'm not too upset with them. That glitch only happens occasionally. If we fix this engine, this question. Fully operational. Excellent. Let's go over here. Inspect this one. Okay, well, it's running anyways. We have to lower the gear here to actually get in. Oh yes, you have a rocket on the pad too, that's right. We'll get to that as soon as we're back from our little trip out to Sandy Island. Assuming that actually comes off okay. I should probably put a ladder on this thing. Alright, do we have both engines? Excellent. Okay, let's try again. See if we can get ourselves out to Sandy Island and not lose either of the engines. You see those amazing reflections there provided by the latest version of Volumetric clouds. No, that's deferred rendering, isn't it? The clouds themselves looking great in those reflections. Weird how it's like this spin up order. Okay, we are once again underway. Destination is now going to be in the dark by the time we get there. afterburners and no engine failures. Excellent. Losing altitude. Should be there shortly. I've seen real clouds that didn't look this realistic. Might need a little more altitude here to not cook. Engines, we just got back online again. There we go. Engines should cool off up here. Have the joystick. I don't know exactly what happened to the settings there. Back to using the keyboard. So it'll work for now. 180 kilometers. Goes in each way. distance. Pretty fancy naval base, actually, if I recall correctly. Come up with a high altitude research plane in order for this part here to work. Because in valid situations, because it needs to be up over 18,000 meters, over 18 kilometers. This plane, although can get up there, can't really sustain that altitude. It's just a little too heavy, so we need something that's got like turbo afterburning engines here, but a little bit lighter. Maybe less focus on passengers. Thinking of doing something along the lines of an SR-71 style, just 2 or 3 crew, high speed, high altitude, and doing a couple of polar circumnavigations of the planet in order to get as much of that cloud science as possible. That cloud part there is from Kerbalism mod. Here we are, Sandy Island down below. Airport arc. Oh, we have a cat doing stuff here on the cockpit. Who knows what could happen next? I don't know how to practice doing this with keyboard. Most. Okay. All wheels down, perhaps? All wheels down? There we go. Get over to the terminal. Get these guys out. Okay, everybody out. There's our contract. Exchanging passengers. 16 seconds left. Come on, come on, come on. Get your crap, get off the plane. Requesting clearance for takeoff. Transflight, you are cleared for departure. Please proceed to the runway for immediate takeoff. I don't think I can take off in that short area. Tempting to try. Try not to clip one of the wings off here. Fuel tanks. Get our way back home. Kind of wish these things had like a transponder part that I could have added that would accumulate how many miles or how many kilometers this thing has flown. This particular jet has had a lot of flights. Yeah, sure, we'll take off on the taxiway, why not? Alright, let's go home. Got some strange induced roll in the, yeah, just doing it in there. Just a little bit of roll to the right. Probably something to do with the engine failure. Something coming out of alignment, but when we recover it, we'll make sure to wheel it back out onto the pad or onto the runway with just an engineer. Have a good one, so before we attempt to fly this thing again. I would appreciate the afterburner failing on the first attempt to get out here, but we are on our way home. Oh, I'm not used to using people. Plus this thing is twitching with all that. Okay, 310 kilometers. We have to Mach 2 here shortly. Chasing that sunset. Yeah, getting away from that sunset. Off once we got over at 8 or 9K. Temperature bars here I'm referring to. Barely into the yellow. Now the crew part is now getting a little bit warm. That's okay. Get that KSC, just a very short airline run. TKA Flight 1041 KSC to Sandy Island Naval Air Station. We've completed our Sandy Island run and returning back to KSC. All these prestige points continue to unlock new strategies. That is excellent. Desert, sands. Alright, we'll just wait for KSC up there in the horizon and get a little bit closer. Let's take in some of this beauty. Here are what I can expect to see for the volcanoes on Lake. I'm bored to get out there and have a look at that. Of course, we won't be getting on the Lake in this career. Kerbalism is a little too unforgiving for that kind of a mission. Let's get them probes out, I guess. Fast. Now it does. Yeah. Hey, there we are. Island, and there's KSC down in the distance there. Let's shut down these afterburners. Well, yeah, coasting at Mach 1.5. That's nice. Hopefully those engines will spin up again here. There they go. Approach clear for landing. And we shall end. puddles on the runway will be dry by now. Looks like the rain's been going for a while. Possibly not, but the runway still looks wet. Pause there as we come into physics range, as we do actually have a rocket on the pad ready to go. Does it? Alright, there's our terminal. Let's get these guys off. And, wait, that doesn't sound right. Let's get these guys off the plane. Then we shall launch our rocket over there. We have a Comet Hunting and Space Telescope ready for launch. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Kerbalism Airlines welcomes you to your destination. The fasten seatbelt sign has been turned off, and you may now move to the terminal quickly as possible to collect your luggage and make connecting flights. Please use caution when opening the overhead compartments and removing items, since articles may have shipped during flight, as we flew upside down several times. Thanks for flying Deaf Engineering, and yes, deaf is not just part of the name. Always double check that recover too. Make sure you keep this aircraft in one piece. Roll it back in. All right, a couple science points. Contract complete. Yeah, 2 science points, 21,000 funds, 2 more reputation, a new strategy, stagnated research. No, we kind of need the other direction. We need as many of these science points as possible. All right, let's go ahead and launch our Comet Hunter. Oh yeah, even got some water out here on the pad. Is Black Rack going to give us icicles hanging off of the launch clamps next? That'd be pretty cool. Let's see what we can find for some audio. Quite royalty free, but they don't mind me using it on YouTube apparently, so let's go ahead and hook this one up again. play. Very weird. This one does. Alright, well, let's go with this one. Good second choice. Alright, on the pad we have a short and stubby comet hunting satellite under the hood here. Sentinel telescope. We are on our way to work on completing a contract. Oh yeah, here we go. One of these. Detect 2 comets with a Sentinel infrared telescope. Now, I think they just need to be in solar orbit. I don't think we have to put this thing in any kind of a special orbit, just achieve orbit around the sun. So let's go ahead and get this thing up. This is a largely untested craft, but I'm sure it'll be just fine. Quick save for good luck anyways. We've got our skipper lit. Those little stubby SRBs will help us get off the pad. Didn't install parachutes on these things as they're cheap enough to just throw away. Is better actually. Not only does it look better with the new parallax and the new clouds, it seems to actually be running better too. Little fireworks for the folks down on the ground. Two ignitions here on the Bobcat, so one to get us into orbit. I don't think this is not going to get us into orbit, so we'll have to light this Bobcat once to finish the orbital insertion burn, and then the second time to get us on a sunward trajectory. Underneath the fairing there is a lot more delta V. It's looking pretty amazing from altitude. First time I've seen them at this height. Alright, 30 seconds left. This is the stage. Let's pick up as much lateral velocity as possible. Might have to try KSRSS and see if we can get these clouds working in KSRSS. More horizon equals more beauty. What's the logic there? Coast a little bit further there. 63 kilometers, looks just about right. Let's hope we got enough antennas on that thing. Incredibly fussy on the orbit we achieve. We just want orbit. Come on. You know what? Let's just go and burn straight to... close. Not really. A little bit farther. Oh yeah, look at that. I haven't time accelerated since clearing the settings. It's wild. Should do, let's go like this. Ah, double tracks of music. We'll turn that off. That's good enough, actually. That's a pretty good spot. Because they didn't have to burn to more of an outside of Kerbin. But it could have gone inside. Something nice and easy to find. Sad we still have all kinds of Delta V left here. Okay, looks like all the antennas and solar arrays successfully deployed. Always nice. What's it gonna take to get some sort of a circular orbit out here? Shouldn't be terrible. 800 maybe? Maybe more. 13. No. It's back down a little hot. There we go. 1100. So we have enough in our actual satellite to do this. Of course, these engines are incredibly small and low thrust, but we'll have a lot of time to do it. Okay, we can successfully drop our kicker stage. What do we have to do to this thing? Infrared telescope, invalid situation. Yes, we shall be out in solar orbit here. Looks like about a year. 381 days. Let's set an alarm clock. I'm not likely to remember that. Okay, vessel recovery. We have our Kerbalism encounter coming up in 376 days. We have a lot of stuff to get ready for that mission. Sentinel. That's this in here is a Sentinel. What do we got on the hopper here coming out? LKO3KO plus A station and Eve probe attempt. Oh, excellent. You're actually getting science again up here. Perfect. A high space temperature scan. That's crazy. Got two of these, but don't really need them. Let's head back to the factory. No, I apologize for the dual audio tracks there of music. I kind of forgot, as my brain doesn't really have a problem with those kinds of things. Just takes it on board. But that's probably from years in a call center. I was working at a call center, not in this country, but in another country. There was a guy who talked so loud beside me. People would complain about him talking too loud. I can't hear you. The guy beside you is talking too loud. I'm like, he's 10 feet away. You should see what it's like sitting beside him. He wasn't even French. So what we really need is raise. Let's relaunch version 7 because that last one was kind of a botch. This should get us out to the moon for one landing, and then we will bring another crew out and take it out to Minmus. That is the plan, and that is the plan we had for the last time we launched one of these. And in case you didn't catch that, it didn't go great. Nobody died this time, which is nice. But it took 4 launches of crew to complete one of the missions that they had planned when there was supposed to be 2. They wound up using the lander as a lifeboat for the return trip from the moon. I don't need one of those, but I do need one of these. Yeah, nice, cheap, low cost. 40,000 gets us into LKO. All solid first stage, makes it interesting. Which reminds me, you did unlock some new parts. So did we unlock the new... Oh, wow, we did. I should probably re-engineer this thing. Because recently unlocked some new parts in order to gain the bore, the nuclear, some of the other engines. I think I already had Torch, just never used it. Skipper, still no mainsail. Oh, yeah, it was mainsail. That was the other one we unlocked. So we unlocked those mainsails and also unlocked these larger solids. Well, I wonder let's have a look here. What do we need? We need 1,605 meters per second and roughly 76 seconds. So 1605 and 76 seconds worth of thrust. What do we have that can do that? I bet you this one will probably get pretty close. $14, 74. We're short by a couple hundred meters per second at delta V. Almost. What does this do? Oh, what an ultra drag. And this is just a sidekick. Thoroughbred Pollux, so there's still one of the larger SRBs to go. Well, can we make this at least more efficient with... I mean, I guess efficiency isn't the key. We'll come back, and after we've unlocked the largest of the SRBs, we'll replace this triple stack SRB with a single one, but in the meantime, did we actually queue this for build? No, we didn't. Do not save. 3K, as in 3 Kerbals, LKO. Since these are handy, let's just put 3 in the hopper. Alright, what do we got? What do we got? Eve station, 13 days away. Eve attempt 2, those are probes designed to try to land on Eve and send back some surface transmission science. Might as well let this one finish. Actually, no, down 1. Come on. Down. And up. 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 Alright. Good. 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 And then these other 3 cheap and dirty LKO boosters. Let's get one of these actually prioritized. Right there. Okay. Oh, what? You could wait for Eve Station. Eve Station is actually going to be a min-miss test. So I'm not planning on sending Kerbals out to Eve orbit without testing their space station first. Let's just have a look at this. Make sure it actually does have enough delta V to get out to min-miss, as it was just a general test of the station. In fact, let's do a simulation just to do a full dress rehearsal, as it were. That doesn't look like it can get out to min-miss, but let's find out. Mind you, these are the larger, aren't they? Yeah, they are. What to do again? Yeah, right, right. Simulate. Simulate. Cancel. Crew. No crew needed. Simulate. Awkward pause, waiting for things to load. Okay. No passengers. That's a simulation anyways. Guess we could have brought passengers. That would have been hilarious. Whoa. Lots of threats on this one. Expected. I'll check your staging while we're here. It's just about right. Oh, this does have a decent amount of delta V on it. How about the action group? A piece of the fairing stuck there. Yeah, action groups appear to be okay. antennas? Oh yeah, it's got these giant relays. Cool. There's a waste of 4,300 funds. So what do we need for Minmus again? Like 809, maybe 900 meters per second to get out there, with like 200 to slow down. 250 maybe. No, it can't even be that much. I don't really care what Minmus orbit we get either. It can be very high. All 3 engines lit. Go. Over quite as hard this time. I think when I designed this, I realized that 2 skippers was not enough, and 3 was too much. Maybe I should just use 2 skippers and a couple small those SRBs. Oh well, what do we got here? Looks like 34, 38, 40. Slow down. Let's shut her down. The skippers are not likely to relight. Maybe. Maybe 1 of 3? 2 of 3? Well, if all 3 light. Access to our RCS thrusters now. That should help. Hey, Oscar, got another cat up here in the cockpit. Hey, Oscar. Wow, the settings totally got reset. Don't even have extended burn indicator on anymore. It's so odd. What the heck happened? Whoa, we actually had a couple engines light. Slow it down so it doesn't get too wackadoo out of control. Glitch when the engines fail. They keep making sound. Drop them no longer needed. So even with pretty crappy orbit, that's not quite enough to get into what do you call it? Minmus orbit. as we roll it back in and upgrade it a bit. Looks wild. There. Is that a deferred rendering glitch? I don't remember seeing that before. Bizarre. So what engines do we have options with here that can relight? It's good thrust to weight ratio. I doubt mainsail. How many relights does this thing have? Come on. Luck. Dude, it's because I'm not paying for it yet? No, there it goes. Rated ignition's 1. Okay, yeah, so it's not the engine for us. I do have this thing here, which is pretty wild. Still only in 1 ignition on this stuff. Maybe something that I can relight, or maybe just keep this stage smaller. So, what was it, like 3,200 or something? 3,275. Okay. Let's go something like this. This is our maneuvering engine. We didn't really want to light that up. So this only has 1 ignition too. 2 ignitions on actually that'll work fine. That'll work just fine. Next we need engine blade. Uh-oh. Let's put everything back together again. Oh, even better yet, cancel edits. Looks like we're gonna have to pack the stream in here. Sounds like there's some company coming over in the next little bit. I'm gonna have to go clean up the house immediately, as we've just heard we're having breakfast guests in about 20 minutes. Okay, well, thanks a lot for joining, folks, and we will be back again later today for some more Kerbalism Kareer with Cloud, upgraded Cloud Volumetric version 5. I gotta say, I am still amazed. I come out here and I'm looking at these reflections and still can't believe we're seeing puddles around the Space Center. They're reflecting the actual terrain above. That's pretty amazing. Well, Black Rack, you have once again done yourself and raised the bar for Kitten Space Agency. Almost frighteningly high. Well, thanks a lot for joining, folks. Have an excellent day.